Welcome back, everyone. Those of you who are new, my name is Evan, also known as the Storm Taco on Instagram. And in today's video, what we're going to be doing is the Outgear solution. Rear bumper caps finally got here, and today I'm going to show you guys exactly how to put these on. I have already gone ahead and done the passenger side. As far as mounting them, I haven't done any of the cutting or anything for those yet. I want to show you guys how I'm going to go about that. But I will let you guys know, I don't know how many of you have the same thought that I had with this. I actually thought these were going to be plastic, because I figured the way it was, like if you buy the rear bumper, you know, you take off yours and you cut it. I don't know, it made sense that these would be plastic to me. But when I got them and I saw they were metal, I was like, whoa, that's actually pretty cool. So fitment wise, they fit pretty good. I think my fiberglass might just be what's off a little bit, which I'll show you guys. But as far as I can tell, I'm happy with this. It does come just bare, not painted. So last night I did go through and put a few coats of paint front and back on there. I'll go ahead and show you guys exactly what we've got. So this is the passenger side here, all the way around. Make sure when you're painting this as well, you get in the corners here, because you don't want these to rust, because this is steel. So, yep. Honestly, looking at it, I am very happy with it. So yeah, we're gonna go on ahead. I'm gonna jump on into this and I'll be right back. I'm gonna bring the truck inside the garage because it's freezing outside. Catch you guys in a second. All right guys, so here it is on the passenger side. We have that part mounted on there. And I have to say, actually, I do like it a lot better than it was before, because now my taillights aren't hanging as low anymore. Still a little bit of a gapping issue, but I don't know, that's to live with. The reason why the tailgate is sticking out just a little bit there is, I'll actually show you here. So these bolts right here that I basically reverse, rather than going in, I have it going out, just so that way it'd be better fitment. I do need to saw a bit of those off so that way it'll close. But basically what the plan is here is the stock bumper, you know, goes all the way down to here. And now with this, we're just going to cut all of this off, basically. Complete line all the way up. And it is the angled version. So, yep, we'll get an angle on it. Yeah, I haven't washed the truck in a couple months. I need to do that. But, so we'll do that. And then I'm going to grab this here. I'll show you how it's going to basically look. So I'll need to take the tail light out there. And then essentially what you do is this, like this, with that little cutout piece right there. It basically just slides. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Pivot around. There we go. Yeah, so it basically just slides in there like so, and then you bolt it in right there, if that makes sense. So 2 screws there. On that side, I actually only used the top one. I didn't even put one in the bottom, just because I think I want to wait till I cut the sides. So once I cut the sides, then I can get a better fitment where I can either pull out or push in the fiberglass a little bit to get it flush. But yeah, if you guys do still have your bumper on, fortunately I haven't had my bumper on in a long time, so I can't quite walk you guys through that. But once you do get the bumper off and the crossbar, it's literally just a bunch of bolts and they're all the same size. You'll have these plastic cover pieces right here, and mine, I just had 1 screw in them because I'd already done that. And then it's just some plastic little, what's it called? The little, goodness, they're like the plastic trim piece bolts. I don't even know what you call them, honestly. But yeah, so those are in there. Just use a pry tool, pop them out. And yeah, honestly, it's pretty straightforward. The hardest part is just marking the holes in here where you need to drill for the covers themselves. So yeah, I'll show you guys how I do that. On the other side, I just took like a really small screwdriver that I could get in there at least as close as I could and just kind of like put a little scratch or indentation on it, and then I just drilled that out. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna get the tail light out here, and then I'll show you guys how to do the rest. I will be right back. Okay, guys. So I have the tail light out here. So basically, like I was saying, you're gonna take this, and it just goes right on the side where the tailgate swiveling part is, right here, whatever you call it. And that's what this is gonna go right here. This just goes right beside it, and it'll go up and over. And as you can see here, mine won't go completely on because of the fiberglass here. So on the other side, I had to cut a bit of this back on the fiberglass. That way this could perfectly fit over this. But essentially what you want is, you see this line right here, this part of the piece, you want it to follow that body line there. So go all the way across like that. That's when you want to be able to line it up. And then what you're gonna do is, as you can see here, as I was showing you earlier, there are these holes right here. On the passenger side, I could not for the life of me get a Sharpie or a pen or anything back behind there while I was trying to hold it in place. So what I did is I just grabbed a little tool, like this is a really tiny flathead that I was able to fit in as this was mounted up, and then just do a little bit of like a scratch on it, and then I went and put a Sharpie on it, and then that's when I drilled it out. So what I'm going to do right now is I am going to cut out this little lip here just a little bit, so that way I can get it to clear it. But I also want this edge right here, I also want it to rest on it, you know, so that way it's still being supported. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm also going to throw my mask and my safety goggles on because I don't want to get any of this fiberglass in my eyes or breathe it in. But yeah, we'll cut that off, and then I'm going to mark up where this hole is going to go, and then I'm going to just drill it. And oh, that also reminds me, because there's so limited space in here trying to bolt this up, the nut that goes on the back of this, so essentially what's going to happen is the bolt will go in from the back side facing out, and you'll put the nut on the back of this piece here. Because I didn't have anything that I could really use to hold it in place, and my hands were too big, so I couldn't even get them in there to hold the nut there. I just took a dab of super glue, put it there, and then put the nut on it, and then went straight up. So yeah, honestly, it is pretty easy. And it does require you having to put holes in either your fiberglass or your factory bedside. So just making sure you're aware of that. Like, totally fine. You're not going to see any of these things either. If you're going to end up messing up, you're not going to see any of these holes. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead, get this part trimmed out here, and we'll get it fitted on there, and then I'll be right back with you guys, and we'll show you how to do the rest of the installation after that. All right, guys, so that took me a little bit of a minute there. Getting this piece on was a lot harder than I thought because I have the air compressor in the back, so not a lot of hand room there. But I did get the taillight back in, the covers on here, and now we're just going on marking the bedside where we're going to cut it. So I put up some painter's tape, just going across, and then taking my ruler here, and this is 1.5 feet in length, which is actually pretty nice because it goes the whole way what I need. So basically all I do, get a little bit to where it's flush on that angle, push against the side, get it just right. There we go, line it all the way up, and I just take the Sharpie, go all the way down, and then now we're gonna take the saw and we're just gonna buzz straight through all of that. And then once this is basically cut here, I'm just gonna cut it off right here in the back, and then we'll go about shaping the back of this here. Yeah, so honestly, it really is pretty straightforward. If you're doing this on a 3rd gen Tacoma, I believe on the driver's side you don't have that little cubby spot, so you should have a little bit more space. Then again, if you don't have an air compressor at all right there in the back, you should have more space because it's not as bulky. But yeah, in all of them, I think it looks really, really good. This black here on the side just looks pretty fantastic. So now we're just gonna get the little dovetail cut and be right back. All right, everyone, so there you go. We've got the cut done. So this is what came off of it. Like, my goodness, that is a lot. So that's now garbage. I do need to come under and cut off the rest of that, but it's getting dark and it's cold, so I'm done. Do you think with this, I'll probably end up putting some edge trim on it and sanding it up a little bit more, I think. Then also with this, I do have this gap edge right there. I think what I might just do is cut this entire section here out, except for where it's going to bolt on, so I can just like essentially pull this outward a little bit. I think that might be a lot better. I'm going to weld up some supports to go back there, I think tomorrow or something like that. But this is the other side. Let's see here. There we go. I do think the driver's side turned out just a little bit better. It wasn't as wobbly, but we'll get them both looking perfect. So yeah, honestly, it needed that. Yeah, we'll get all that extra stuff there cut off. I might end up marking a line and then taking all this off and just hitting it with the grinder. I'm not sure just yet. But yeah, as far as that goes, that's basically it for now. Yeah, I'll just update you guys as soon as I get that part done. But as of right now, that's essentially right there installed. So that's on. That's cut. Actually, really simple. The hardest part was just being able to reach the bolt from the back and tighten it down. But other than that, cutting that was easy. Yeah, that was nice. Also, I'm going to show you guys. So this is the respirator that I have right here. I just got it off of Amazon, and it works absolute wonders. So that, safety glasses, and I have safety goggles. But yeah, no, definitely get that stuff. That stuff's very important. As you can see, just goes in right there, and that's basically it. So yeah, then we got that. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. All right, guys, that's going to be it for the install for this video here today. Huge shout out to Outgear Solutions for allowing me to do that review video for them. It's been awesome. I freaking love the way it looks. I honestly just spent like 5 minutes walking around the truck outside, just trying to like figure out like, ooh, okay, what else do I want to change on that thing? So there's a lot still coming, a lot more yet to come. Yeah, I also did want to point out in the last video I did with the spark plugs and the fuel injectors, there was a comment mentioning that a lot of companies out there are scamming people with spark plugs where they're sending out like fake spark plugs. So make sure you're buying them from a reputable source, just so that way, you know, you're not getting ripped off there, which is also what happened to me with my original spark plugs that I replaced about 1.5 years ago. They either might not have been like the full indium ones, or iridium, whichever one it is. I don't know which one it is. Yeah, but these ones that I have now, I'm pretty sure those are pretty good. And speaking of that, I also did find out that it actually, there's a lot of things that are going on electrically that were kind of, you know, causing the battery to die and loss of power. So one, the alternator was definitely one, and that's fixed. So that part went away. Spark plugs and fuel injectors and cleaning the fuel system, we did that and it worked out just fine there. But there was still the issue where the battery was still dying. And eventually I just gave up and I was like, screw it, I'll just take it to a shop. I'm done trying to figure this out because I'm like that. I want to do everything myself. I want to figure out everything myself. But I had to swallow my pride a little bit. Went to a shop, paid $110 for their diagnostic. And all they had to tell me was that the stupid freaking Wolf box, my dash cam, was draining the battery at 6 amps continuously, where it was dead in an hour every single time. So yeah, that was really dumb, especially after I had talked to Wolfbox months ago about it, asking them if this was the thing that was killing my battery, and they went over my wiring and they said, nope, you have a different issue. So what do you know? It ended up being the Wolfbox the whole time. I contacted them. Thankfully, they're allowing me to return it because they're like $600-700. And like I wanted to go all out and get something that I know I could trust, because that's what everyone else was doing and it had a lot of good reviews. But I had stuff stolen out of the back of my truck, camera didn't record it, my truck got hit and run, didn't record it, and it's been killing my battery like crazy. So if you're thinking about getting a wolf box and you want it for the 24/7 recording, it's probably not gonna work. Now, if you have it plugged into where it's just gonna work when your car is running, that's a whole different story. That, I think it's great because you can use it as a backup cam constantly, or even as, you know, recording just front and rear, which is what I've thought about doing. But for $600, I don't really want that. I can get something a lot cheaper for that. So I will be undoing all of that in there. And then I did also have, while I was at the shop, I had them diagnose why my horn doesn't work and why the left driver blinker still keeps hyper flashing. So they looked into that and they told me my clock spring was bad. So I ordered a new piece for that, and that'll get here in a couple days, and then I'll replace that. And they told me that if I got a, what's it called actually? It's right here. Let me see. I forget what this thing is actually called. It's like it's a hyper flash relay, I guess, that you replace from the what's it called? The regular bulbs or whatever it is. So I know it's by the fuse panel that's at the driver, like driver left side. I have to pop out that whole thing, like unscrew the thing, like the whole panel, and this will go in on the back side of it. Supposedly this should fix the hyper flash. I'm hoping so anyways. I mean, this is a cheap part. This was like $10 or something like that. So I'm hoping it works. $10 part for like an hour and a half worth of work. So if it doesn't work, I'm going to be really bummed about it. But yeah, so we're going to get all that dialed in, taken care of. I honestly think that might be it. It's getting so cold I can't even think straight. Yeah, honestly I think that's probably about it. That's probably all we'll do for this video here this time. The next video we do, I might do an install of this just because I've tried looking on YouTube and I don't see anyone showing how to do these, so I'll probably do that. And then the clock spring on top of that. Oh, that also reminds me. Since that wolf box, I'm sending that back, I'm probably going to end up changing around or rearranging the bed of the truck. Probably going to just not carry the spare around with me everywhere I go and move that out of the way. I'm thinking about, because I do want to get a camper, I'm just crazy broke. So once I get a camper, then I can really utilize the bed. But I think for now, I want to make another bed platform and make my own custom bed to go on that. So we'll try that. Yeah, I was thinking about that. Yeah, I'll have to let you guys know about that one. Honestly, there's just a lot to think about with the truck. Speaking of that, I think the next video as well, I might actually be doing the big update for you guys. I've been working on it for a while. We're really gonna see what's going on. Legally, I don't even know if I'm really allowed to say anything about it yet, but maybe I will. And then if they say, hey, you can't say that, then I'll take it down. But yeah, we'll go into that for you guys. Yeah, other than that, that's basically it. When you're working on that, if you're choosing to do it for yourself and you do have fiberglass bedsides, just make sure you have the protection. Honestly, I wish I was wearing gloves most of the time because I can feel the fiberglass in my fingers, which sucks. If you're working on like stock bedsides, make sure you are wearing gloves for that because you don't want metal shavings getting all over you. But yeah, honestly, that's basically it. I think it's a really good bang for your buck. If you're not quite wanting to drop the money on a rear bumper, but still want the clearance, you can at least have that sleek and slim look there. Yeah, other than that though, that is going to be it for this video. If you guys have any questions or any concerns, feel free to reach down in the comments below, or you can go on Tacoma Mania and you can shoot me a message over there. I am definitely looking for ambassadors or people to sponsor for the website. So if you're looking at any products on the website that you're interested in, definitely send a message down below, or on the website, just email it over to me and I'm happy to take a look, see what we can do for you. But yeah, Like I say, if you have any questions, let me know. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. It helps out a lot. And yeah, I guess I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.